Welcome, y'all. We got lots of people here. If you could drop in the chat where you're from, love to hear what kind of hometowns we have represented here. We should have been keeping track this whole time. We've seen so many different states now this week, a couple different countries. Let's see what we got. Yeah. East Coast, I like it. Regional. Texas, Baltimore, Florida, Minnesota, LA.
Long Island, nice.
Clinton, South Carolina. Oh, this is nice. Awesome. Yeah, too long. I always wonder when people say they're from the same place if they know each other. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Who knows?
Long Island.
Oh, we have a special guest too. Tom just popped in.
Hi.
Look at this. I mean, hello. I'm sorry. Steve Jobs just popped in.
Tom Jobs.
Tom Jobs. Awesome. So just to kick things off while people come on in, feel free to keep introducing yourself in the chat. My name is Amanda. I'm the founder of Fiveable. I used to be a teacher in Oakland, and I taught AP World History and Human Geography. And so this is my jam here. These are my people. I can talk about world history all day. But I won't. I'll let Melissa do that. And so just to give you a quick sense of like, you know, who we are, what is this, what we do. We are really about building community for students, and that's about making sure that you guys have what you need, whether that's resources or other students to work with, to ask questions of, support for things that don't even have to do with school. Sometimes, especially right now, we know you're all stressed out about so many things. And so we want to make sure that you have connections, you have people around you that really care about you and are propping you up in so many ways. And that's really what everything that we do here is about. So, you know, kind of just got started with streaming and has evolved quite a bit since then. So we're going to be launching a pretty cool community space later on this semester. If you're in the Slack channel, you're in the sort of alpha version of that. The beta will be out soon on our site. And courses are really kind of like the next step. And so we're super excited to be able to offer courses as essentially a way for you to take the entire class online without taking it at your school or alongside of it at school, and really be able to like, not just, you know the main facts that you need to know for the test, but to really be able to make connections into a lot of real world spaces, you know, being able to do like different interactive projects and see like, why are you learning this is what's so important. And for world history, there is no shortage of reasons why you need to know so much of what's on this exam, and honestly, so much more that's not on the exam anymore, but we'll leave that for another day too. But with that, I'm just really excited for you guys. AP World History is definitely our like, you know, first one. And if you are not yet signed up for this course, or you have a friend who's taking AP World this year, highly recommend hopping into the fall course. This is going to be like prime time here. So I'm putting a code in the chat for $10 off a course. You could use this either for AP World or for another subject that you're thinking about, or for a friend that wants to jump in. One of the things I really like about some of the different courses we're doing is a lot of times these subjects are not offered at school. Some things like comparative government or environmental science or psych, or, you know, any of these types of more elective classes. And so we're going to be able to offer those for you so that you can, you know, take other things, see what you like, and explore some new subjects. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to Caroline, who will introduce more about content, more about what she does at Fiveable. And I don't know if Tom wants to jump in and say anything too. We can introduce him as well. And then we'll kick it away with Melissa, who will really talk about all the AP World specifics for this semester. All right.
Tan, did you want to introduce yourself?
No, I just want to say hi to Melissa. Hey, Melissa. So happy to have you back this year. Hi, Caroline, also. And hi to all of you guys, Jada, and Christine, and everybody else in here. I don't want to take up too much time, but all I have to say is Melissa is one bad A mother teacher. I was stressed out saying that.
Dang.
She's really awesome. And she killed it in our grand finale streams last spring. So And she wrote a really awesome DBQ guide that we'll update and republish this school year. So you guys will have that going into the new school year. But yeah, I'll probably hop in at the end just to promote orientation weekend happening this right at the very end. So but yeah, take it away, Caroline.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tan and Amanda. Got some real bosses of Fiveable up in here tonight. My name is Caroline, and I'm a managing editor at Fiveable. So I'm on the content team that helps to build the content that you guys then get to interact with. And a huge part of that has been developing these courses. But we've also been working really hard this summer to make sure that you have the study guides that you need and the blog posts that you need for which textbooks you should be reading and how to get a 5, and can you self-study for AP World or for AP Music Theory or any of those awesome things. So we're really just trying to make sure that you guys have every resource possible to be successful this fall, because this fall looks a lot different than any fall that we have ever seen before. And a large part of that is hopefully going to be rectified by having these courses available to you guys. So with these courses, there's a huge stress on community, because if you are anything like me, that is what I am missing: my community, my people. And whether you're doing hybrid or even in person, or you're totally virtual, I think that that's something that we can all use a little bit more of. And so that's going to be a large push, along with the great content that you're used to from Fiveable, along with the amazing bad A mother teachers and all the other things that you can expect from Fiveable. You can definitely expect to find a community of people here who are going to be working on things that you're working on too. So Melissa is amazing, as you've already heard, and she has done this before. She is an expert in her field, and she is just the best. And such a great asset to the world history team. So I'm gonna leave it to her, because I know very little about what she is teaching. And I know you wanna hear from her more anyway. But I will be in the chat. I can answer any of your questions about courses. So feel free to chat, either me privately or to the whole group, and I'll give you an answer as she's talking. And then I can answer any questions at the end as well. Melissa, all you.
Awesome, thanks, Caroline. Yeah, as I'm going along, I have a tendency to talk fast. If you have any friends who were in our cram finale last spring, you know, it was just a couple thousand years of world history in 2 hours, no biggie. But if I am talking too fast and you're like, oh, what did she say? Or how do I get that answered? Yeah, drop it in the chat and somebody will get you an answer. I am going to share my screen so that we can all look at the same stuff together. And let's full screen this so that it's pretty, or not. Apparently I can't full screen it, but it'll be big enough. You'll be able to see it. It's all good. Yeah, we're talking about AP World History Modern, because that's what the College Board calls it. So that's what we're doing with this. I am Melissa. I am the teacher for AP World History Modern. I also teach AP World History at a large public high school where I live, and I am from Washington State. And if you've ever met anybody from Washington State, we like you to know that we are not the other Washington. That would be the nation's capital. We are the proper Washington. No, I'm just kidding. If you're from DC, that's awesome. But yeah, I'm from Washington State, proud Pacific Northwesterner, love living here. It's part of the reason that I have this super late 9 p.m. Eastern time slot, because I'm on West Coast time and it is dinner time right here, right now. So just a little bit about me as a human, because I think that like everybody's been saying, the thing we're all missing is that human connection. So I thought I'd give you a little human detail about me more before we get to my professional bio. I love cooking and food, which is why I mentioned that it was dinner time, because I'm starving. I'm one of those people who during pandemic time totally made a sourdough starter and baked with it. And I still have my starter because I just love it. I think it's so fun. So that's really my jam. Also making jam is my jam. I am from the Pacific Northwest, home of Seattle and Starbucks, but I don't drink coffee. I'm a tea drinker. And I love it. And so I break some stereotypes, just a few. And I'm a slow, long distance runner. That's what I do for my self-care and stress relief is I go running. And I've really been fortunate that in my town, it's been safe to run. Even during pandemic. So I've been able to keep doing that. And if you are looking for a way to like get outside and move your body, you should be a runner too. You don't need anything special, just safe streets to run on, and maybe daylight. Beyond that, you're golden. And my family, because I am working from home like everybody else, you might end up seeing my family in some of the streams because they just pop in and out whenever they feel like it. I've got a husband, I've got 2 kids. They're all really fun, great people, and they're really supportive of me getting to do this with Fiveable, and I'm just so thankful for their support. I hope you all have awesome supportive families, or that Fiveable can become part of your awesome supportive family. Professionally, let me see if I can get that to disappear off the bottom so that you can see. I've been teaching, now it's my 13th year teaching, lucky 13, and almost all of it has been world history and or AP world history. I've taught a few other classes, but world history is what I wanted to teach when I went into teaching, and so when I got a job doing that, I just hung on tight. I've been teaching AP World for 11 years now, and I've seen a lot of major changes that the course has gone through, and we've survived them all. So if you're worried about this year and surviving whatever comes our way, just know that I haven't been through this before, but I've been through stuff and we've made it through, and I'm gonna help you through whatever this year brings. My experience with remote learning, you can just look at the timeline here. Most of it's been with Fiveable. I didn't really think about remote learning as something I wanted to do until I started being in contact with Amanda and realized that streaming and being part of a broader school community was actually possible for me, even though I don't live in a huge city. So I started streaming with Fiveable in 2019 and continued with the World History team all of last year, both doing regular streams, writing some content, doing cram sessions. And now I'm with a lot of you where I am remote teaching all the time with Fiveable at school. This Zoom thing is my life, and I've got a more comfy chair on order that I'm really excited about when it gets here to stream from. Yeah, I didn't think remote learning was something I would like, and I have discovered that it's put me in community with people I never would have met otherwise, and that's really exciting, and that makes me really excited to continue with what we're doing. So this course, you've probably seen our graphic, or if you haven't seen it before, it's there on the slide, like some kind of 5 top reasons to take the course, right? No grades, you get to personalize your pace, you get a lot of community, which is better than self-studying. You're gonna get feedback from someone who has been a reader at the AP exam, and there's no prerequisites. You don't have to have a certain kind of grade. You don't have to have taken anything before. You can just show up and be part of our community, and we're excited to have you. Nuts and bolts wise, I think it's worth telling you that this is a speed run. We're gonna do 9 units and almost 1,000 years of world history in 15 weeks. So we will be flying. And if you're taking this class at school, we're going to be going way faster than your school class is, which isn't a bad thing. It's just a good thing to know up front so that you know what to expect. You're going to have lots of structure and support for self-study, but this is not meant to be a one-to-one replacement for your classroom experience. There's going to be lots of things you would never get in a classroom, but also a lot of things that you get to do on your own. Like, I'm not going to give you reading assignments. I'm going to say, hey, here's resources about these topics that I want you to learn about this week so that you can connect with what our community is talking about. But I'm not giving you daily homework. I'm not giving you reading pages, those kinds of things. So it's a little bit different. And I think for a lot of people, a really exciting thing about doing courses this way. I mentioned already, we've got a reader on our team who's going to give feedback on your writing and projects, specifically as they relate to the exam itself. So we'll have kind of exam similar questions, and a trained exam reader who can say to you, hey, this is what's working in your response and this is what you need to improve. So that's a really awesome opportunity that not everybody can get elsewhere. You're also going to get support from other students in our amazing community. We've got a TA for this class who is a student who took and passed the exam previously and was awesome. And I'll be in community from time to time, jumping in, answering questions, stirring the pot just a little bit, getting people talking. And I think I've said it like 5 times already in my spiel, but that's my favorite part about Fiveable, is that you get to talk to so many different people who know and care and are learning about the same things that you are. And that's the thing I would say is the best part of this course. So each week, what are you expecting? You're going to have a 1-hour live stream with me. We're still working on the schedule, so I can't give you dates and times yet, but there'll be something each week. My goal is to make it a little bit of a blend of some content stuff that people have been wondering about in community and some skill practice, getting you thinking about and working on those, particularly writing skills related to the AP exam. You're going to have an outline of study topics with tons of resources and links built in. We had an amazing team over the summer pulling together outside sources for every single topic in the course. We also have study guides on every single topic in the course from Fiveable. We have video replays if you're not a reading person. There's lots of great ways to study, and I'll give you an outline of like, hey, what should you be hitting week by week so that you're staying kind of on track with us. You're going to have a unique project or writing assignment from me. I try to change it up each week, do something just a little bit different, and then feedback from that amazing AP reader. Our TA or TAs, I don't remember if we have 1 or 2. I just got my team list. I'll know by next week for sure. But they're going to have office hours. And so you'll have an opportunity to connect directly with those folks and get specific questions answered about things that maybe you're shy about putting it out there in community and you just want a one-on-one. So we've got that opportunity as well. But the community is amazing. And I would encourage you, if you join us in the course, which you totally should, to jump into that community piece. That's the thing that's going to get you probably the most benefit from all of these other things on the list. That community piece is going to be awesome. This is a sample week that I put together, thinking about like what's it going to look like week to week. Next week, right, we have Labor Day. So this would be like a schedule for next week where we don't have anything on Monday because it's a holiday and y'all deserve a little time off. But then Tuesday through Friday, we've got suggested topics, suggested resources, both outside and Fiveable related. We've got activities, discussion posts, a live stream happening, and then a project due at the end of the week. And something like this will be posted on the course every single week, so you know exactly what I'm looking at as I'm building the live streams and as I'm jumping into a community and thinking about what people hopefully are reading and taking in from those resources. I find that schedule probably to be one of the most valuable things I can create for you, just so you know that you're on pace. And if you get behind, it's not a big deal. There's no grade attached to it, but you can jump in with us wherever we're at by looking at that weekly guide. So I was asked to give some advice. Like if you're a self-study student or a homeschool student or just really nervous about the quality of content that you're getting from your school because things have been a little rocky already, couple pieces of advice. Number one is that your time management is key. And that includes your AP World work, but that also includes just managing your time in your life, right? Thinking about how am I going to structure my life so I can get everything done, including my self-care things and my life things or my family things. How do I do that? And that's something that community can help you with. Like if you're really struggling to get through your content, say so in community and people are going to have amazing ideas for how to structure their time. My second piece of advice for you is that failure is part of learning. So when you get that first piece of feedback from our AP reader and it says, these are the things you did great and here's the things you need to work on, it can hurt a little bit. It hurts me when I get those too. I totally feel that. But that's the place where you learn and grow. And that word failure has such an ugly connotation in our culture and society. But I want us to own that failure is the way we grow. So when when things are hard, when you feel like I'm just never going to get this, that's the place where you are growing and you are learning. And I've been doing this a long time, and I can tell you that that ugly feeling goes away. We don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to go away because you're going to get there, and it's going to feel amazing if you push through it. And this is something I say to my students every single year. A lot changes between September and May. So if you're going into this course like, I don't know if I can do this, you've got so much time to learn and develop your skills and grow and be ready for that exam when it comes in May. It can feel like the time goes really fast, but you're growing really fast through all of that time. So just lean into it, and you absolutely can do this. And as you're leaning into it, take advantage of all of the opportunities that are available, right? Do the assignments. We're not grading them, but do them anyway, because those are the things that are going to help you grow. Join the community, ask questions, be willing to be a little vulnerable. Like, I don't get this, somebody help me. And you're going to help other people because they were feeling nervous about asking that question too. And you could be the brave one who gets something amazing started. And don't stress, if you are taking this class at another school, if our pace or our schedule doesn't match up with what your teacher at school is doing, don't stress it. We are doing everything in 15 weeks. I don't think I know of a school in the country that is doing that. So, right, we're going to blaze through it super duper fast, and it's not going to match up, but everything we do is going to support you with whatever your teacher is asking for you to do in your graded class at school, if you're also doing that. So the question people ask me, is it worth it? Should I take this class? Yes. Yes, it's worth it, right? You're going to get community, you're going to get structure, you're going to get resources, you're going to get all of the things that you need to not only be successful, but to feel successful. And right now, I think a lot of us are just not feeling anything great. And I think this is a place where we can have not only good things happening, but good feelings about what's happening. So that was fast. I warned you that I talked fast. And so this is the place where I ask what questions you have. I'm actually going to stop my screen share because you don't need to look at a question mark, even though it's cool. And Carolyn's been answering amazing questions in the chat, but if there are questions, Carolyn, that you think I could jump in on, I would love to hear them. Oh no, her internet has gone wacky.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay, perfect. I'm so sorry. My computer is like glitchy right now.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on. Melissa, I haven't seen anything specifically. Someone asked if you would still get feedback during the spring if you take the course in the fall. Unfortunately, no, you would only get your work graded in the fall, but you'll still have access to the course materials all the way through the AP exam. And then Grace asked any specific prep books we should purchase. Melissa, I don't know if you have a favorite.
I like the Princeton Review because it has the most number of practice tests in it. And so I feel like in terms of using it as a practice test book, you get the most for your money. I have heard and seen really good things about AMSCO. I would say if you can find someone to give you a book for free, no matter which brand it is, that's going to be your best test prep book, is the free one. Because like, why spend money on something you're only going to use for 1 year and one test? So ask around. You might know somebody at your school or in your community who could deliver a book to you. Harrison likes Kaplan. Harrison took the class last year. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, if your local library is doing checkouts, they sometimes have test prep books. Your school library, I know the school I work at checks out books, and my school is doing like deliveries of books from our school library. So ask your school librarian. Will the live sessions be recorded so that we can watch them later? Yes. Yes, sessions will be recorded. And you can definitely watch them. How much work should we be doing a week regarding time? That's really up to you. And that's one of the things I love about getting to try this format with Fiveable, is not having to require and grade reading things. So if you find that there's a topic you know a ton about already, you don't have to spend as much time on it. You can jump into the next topic and just push on to what you need. If you find that watching videos is easier for you than reading, I've tried to include video resources for as many topics as possible, just to give you that flexibility. Those are, you know, they're as long as they are long, and sometimes they're longer and sometimes they're shorter, but it can speed up your reading time, because I know that's one of the hardest things about being an AP student.
Also, I saw a question, is there anything they should be doing now to prep for the course on Tuesday?
Sleep, get some sleep. I hear from AP students every year that they never get enough sleep. And I always joke when I send people off at the end of my streams, especially with my East Coast folks, because I know it's late for you, like, go get some sleep. Yeah, you don't have to, there's nothing you need to do, right? Just jump in with us, you know, practice smiling in your Zoom camera, or, you know, whatever. Is the format of the exam going to be the same as 2020? I don't know. Right now, the College Board is telling everyone that we are going to do a paper pencil, full content, every part of the exam. But it's September, and nobody knows what May is going to look like. So I don't even want to predict. When I tried to predict things last spring, I was wrong about every single thing the College Board decided to do. So I'm not guessing anymore. We will assume it's going to be the full test, and we'll prep you for the full test. How's that sound?
Love that answer.
Yeah.
Any other questions that we can answer for you guys? Is there any specific amount of time I should devote to each? Great. That's going to be, yeah, that's, I don't know if we can truly answer that one for you.
I would say, like, plan your time so that you're giving what feels like enough time. If it feels like it's too much, then cut back on it. If it feels like it's not enough, see if you can buy a little time from something else. What day and time each week? We are still working on that schedule, so I don't have a set day and time for my live streams. But anything except the live streams is all going to be available all the time on the course. So you'll be able to access that any day. Do we have an overview of everything we should expect to be learning? So I'm following the course description from the College Board. If you wanted to read that whole 156-page document or whatever it is, you could. But there will be a pacing guide that will be available on Fiveable. I don't know if they've been fully uploaded yet, but that will give you, like, the general breakdown without all of the College Board-y languagey stuff. Should we be taking notes? Jada, you can take notes if you want. It's really up to you. Like, how do you like to learn? I've had students in the past who are like me and write down everything they hear, because that's how I learn. But I also have definitely had students who just want to hear it once and then go back and reflect instead. And that's totally cool with me. What textbook do you use? We won't be using a textbook for the Fiveable course. I'm going to try and keep our course content as textbook neutral as possible, because I know people are using a lot of different textbooks out there. So, you know, if your school uses a particular textbook, you're good. You don't need to get a second one. So we take this class on top of the actual AP class in our school. Some students are taking AP World History at their school, and you could choose to take this Fiveable course as a support for that. Some students are homeschooling and taking the AP exam after homeschooling. Some students are self-studying, so they're in school taking a full load of school and just self-studying for the AP exam. We're going to try and support people wherever you're at. So you don't have to be enrolled in a school in order to take this course here.
Any other questions? Sorry, I know I'm lagging. I think I was cutting you off on accident, Melissa. Any other questions? I think I've answered some in the chat also. Melissa, you've done a phenomenal job of answering all of these.
Well, they're all questions I had, so I'm just glad I know enough for myself to be ready.
Yes, I'm also going to post, and then I know Tan wants to hop in really quick. I'm going to post my email in the chat. We are closing enrollment tomorrow at midnight Pacific time, so that gives you an extra 3 hours if you're on the East Coast. And so if you have any questions, if you're considering and you just want, you know, a few more answers, shoot me an email tomorrow and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. Definitely here to answer any and all questions, but I know Tan wanted to talk to you guys about orientation. So Tan, go for it.
Hey everybody, I'm back. Caroline, is it possible for you? Oh, never mind, I can share my screen. So I'm just gonna pull up this document, kind of just go over orientation weekend really quick. And for the person, I think it was Sophia who asked how much a course was. It's, if you buy a course now, you can get 10 bucks off. I don't know if there's teachers in here. Bulk orders, you'll get 25% off for your entire class, if that's something of interest. Okay. Here we go. So orientation weekend, basically we're launching this because we have so many new people that'll be. Sorry,
It's showing your Slack.
All right. Let's try this again. 1 second. Am I echoing also? No. 1 second. Share screen, desktop 2. Okay, is this better? Okay, awesome. Thanks for the thumbs up. So orientation weekend, just a really quick overview. I'll be sending an email out about this tomorrow morning. Basically, we have so many new people coming on, and we want to make sure that you guys can find all the resources that you need, all the support that you need. You know where to go on our website and all that stuff. So tomorrow, Friday night, is the kickoff meeting at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. This is right after our open houses, so that's why I scheduled it a little bit later than usual. Our meetings are typically not this late, so. On the first night, some people will stop by and wish you good luck for your school year, and some of the Fiveable team will also be here to kind of go over how everything works. On day 2, this is where we talk about the Fiveable community, how you can join the community, how you can get involved. There's some people in this Zoom right now who have been a part of the community. And we'll also be going over the new design of our platform. So you guys will get a special sneak peek if you come through. We've come a long way since the design forums that we've hosted this summer, where we built a product with 800 students in tow, right? So we're getting feedback every week, feedback from teachers, feedback from everyone to kind of help build out this new platform. So if you stop by on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, you can get a preview of that. On day 3, so Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, this stream will be specifically for Fiveable courses. So if you have last minute questions about courses, courses start next week. So this will be a good chance for you to ask our head of instruction, Kate Levin, about anything that you might need to know to get ready. We'll also have some small things for you, like just a checklist for everything that you might need. Important information about registration dates for people who are self-studying or homeschooling, and how to get your codes from College Board and all that stuff. Day 4 is for international students. We tend to host live streams on the East Coast, on Eastern time anyways, and international students can never make the stream. So we're gonna host a specific stream specifically for international students. And we'll kind of just recap everything to make sure that they know everything that's going on. And then that'll be 11 a.m. Eastern on Monday. And then on 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday, we'll do a last minute Q&A. So any big questions that you still have, any uncertainties that you're still feeling, any stresses that you have, feel free to come through on Monday and, you know, get everything that you want answered. And yeah, these streams will typically be about 45 to 60 minutes. They're also on the fiveable.me website, but you'll also get these links tomorrow in an email and inviting you to come through. So all of these streams will be hosted on Zoom, and it is completely free. There's no charge. Anybody can come. So if you want to bring a friend, feel free. But yeah, that's pretty much orientation weekend. The streams will typically be 45 to an hour, so they'll be pretty quick, but it'll definitely give you an overview of everything that we have to offer from a bird's eye view. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I know my internet's still doing crazy things. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully I think there was a couple last minute questions that I was able to answer. If you have any others, shoot me an email and I'd be more than happy to answer for you. Otherwise, you're in great hands. Melissa is phenomenal. Hopefully you guys see that now. And we're super, super excited to have you. Tell your friends, right? If you're taking this class with others to sign up, they can use that code OH10. But it'll be at the same time each week, Sophia. Times will come out sometime this weekend. We're not quite sure yet. And Shruti, tomorrow night at midnight is the last day to sign up for classes. Yep. So for classes, you would need to sign up by tomorrow at midnight Pacific time. Cool. So thank you guys so much for spending your evening with us. There will be a recording of this if you missed any part of it, or if you know people who would like this information. Otherwise, shoot us an email. We're always here to help. And it was great to spend a little virtual time with you guys. Bye.